Good morning, guys. We had some storms roll through overnight with very heavy rain that dropped 1 to 2 inches of rain quickly. So aerial flood advisories are in effect to the south and west, where rivers are rising and low water crossings are flooded. Please keep that in mind. We're starting out with some clouds in Springfield, sunshine coming through. It's 66 degrees on some steady southerly winds. We've got a few light showers out there this morning, not finding any heavy rain or lightning right now. It's 70 degrees in West Plains, 66 degrees in Harrison, and 64 degrees in Branson. If you're waiting for a package today, your package would likely be wet. We're going to keep that chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms with highs in the middle and upper 70s. So 77 degrees today with that storm threat of scattered showers and storms. We keep that storm chance overnight tonight and again tomorrow as the pattern stays unsettled. Through Friday, we're looking at an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain, which we really don't need. We're too wet and too saturated. So some showers and storms again just continuing in rounds through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with heavy rain and lightning as threats. What to expect here is this isn't really a favorable setup for severe weather. Heavy rain and lightning would be greater threats, especially near any rivers or creeks that are already swollen and aggravated. Joe, Lauren.
We're checking back on our breaking news right now. Authorities have captured 28-year-old Nathan Sneed, an inmate who escaped from the Greene County Jail last night. Color 10's Nija McDonald is live at the jail to fill us in on the details. Nija, good morning.
Well, good morning, Lauren. What we can tell you is that Sneed was captured by police just before 11:30 p.m. last night after a nearly 5-hour manhunt. Now, the sheriff's office says Sneed and a second inmate escaped through an 8-inch section of fence around 6:30 last night. The second inmate was caught quickly, but Sneed was able to get away. Authorities quickly set up a perimeter in the area of Cox North where Sneed was last seen. They did not give details into how Sneed was caught, but say detectives are investigating charges for escape from custody. Sheriff Jim Arnott says they will be adding additional security features to the area where the inmates escaped to prevent further attempts of escape. Again, Sneed was captured just before 11:30 p.m. last night and remains in custody this morning. Reporting live in Springfield, Nija McDonald, Ozarks First.
Thank you, Nija. We have some news from around the region for you. An inmate who died from COVID-19 at the Lansing Correctional Facility was eligible for release this year. He's just one of the reasons the ACLU is asking for clemency for inmates who are close to their release date or have serious medical problems. So far, 817 inmates and 96 staff members have tested positive for the coronavirus. The numbers are so high at Lansing that it puts Kansas in the top 10 states of COVID prison outbreaks. Already 2 guards and 4 inmates have died, and that's why the ACLU wants Kansas Governor Laura Kelly for the early release to grant the early release of 7 inmates.
I think we're selecting people who are good examples of people who are ready to be released and are going to be successful and contributors to society.
All 7 clemency requests have been sent to the governor, who will vet each one and in some cases give the public a chance to comment. The earliest any request could be granted is late next month.
Taking a look around the world as doctors and researchers desperately search for a way to prevent COVID-19, another vaccine for the virus enters human trials. The first volunteer was expected to be given the vaccine yesterday in Australia. The vaccine's maker wants to test about 130 people during its trial. The vaccine works by producing high levels of neutralizing antibodies. The company says preliminary safety and effectiveness of the vaccine should be ready by July. If those results are promising, phase 2 of the trial will begin with more people in more countries.
Protesters gathered in Argentina to demand the government lift the quarantine that's been in force since March 20th. The protest came during celebrations to mark Argentina's independence from Spain. Some of the demonstrators chanted slogans against the quarantine and against the development of a vaccine. They held banners denouncing the so-called New World Order and demanded the resignation of their president. Also, people in Tokyo woke up this morning to their first day with loosened social distancing guidelines. Tokyo was one of the last remaining areas under emergency in Japan. With the order lifted, Tokyo will move into stage 1, allowing libraries and museums to reopen and restaurants to stay open until later in the evening. Subsequent stages would see theaters, cinemas, and fairgrounds reopen. Many shops and restaurants have restarted operations since the government began lifting the emergency in rural and suburban areas earlier this month, but some stores, of course, notably remain closed.
As we continue to bring you stories about reopening the Ozarks, the Dickerson Park Zoo will have a soft reopening beginning today through Thursday. This is for friends of the zoo members. Then beginning Friday, the zoo will open to the public. The soft opening will help zoo staff observe high traffic areas, traffic patterns, and make adjustments as needed. Visitors are asked to maintain social distancing requirements, frequently wash hands, and if you're showing symptoms, including fever or cough, to stay home. Dickerson Park Zoo hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Most branches of the Springfield Greene County Library will open today. Workers there have spent the last week making sure everything is cleaned. The Park Central and Fairgrove branches will only have walk-up service. The other branches will be open with some extra precaution. Community Director Kathleen Odell told us it's disappointing that summer programs are canceled, but library staff is happy to see guests again.
The staff returned on May 17th to start gearing up, and it's not just a case of opening the doors and letting people check out books. There's so much cleaning that has to occur, and staff needs to be trained on how to safely handle items to protect themselves as well as their patrons.
There are footprints marked on the floor 6 feet apart from each other. The library will only be taking returns through the drop boxes so they can be cleaned. Hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes will also be in place throughout.
Sparks Summer Adventure Day Camp will open today. Spots to sign up for the camp are already full, but children ages 5 through 14 can still sign up for the waiting list. All groups will be no larger than 25 people and will take precautions to keep kids safe during the camp session. Visit parkboard.org/SPARC for more information.
Got some more local news to do for you here. If you are downstream of local dams, you should make plans and take precautions for high water. That is because the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announced a plan to start making spillway releases from the White River dams in the next few days. There is significant rainfall in the White River Basin. They could open the spillways from Beaver and Table Rock dams today and Bull Shoals Dam on Wednesday. Let's take a look now at what's coming up after daybreak. Or rather, let's just move ahead and talk about what we have trending happening right now for us.
Couple of today's top stories. First one comes out of Connecticut, New Jersey area. A Yukon senior, his parents are now pleading with the public. Their son is wanted in connection to an abduction and allegedly a double murder, and they say he does have issues with mental illness. So they are urging him, they're saying, you know, your family loves you, your sisters love you, please surrender yourself safely. And police, this is a multi-state manhunt. This
has been going on for a couple of days now, and in the kidnapping suspect, or case rather, the woman was found at a rest stop in New Jersey safely there, but a 62-year-old and 23-year-old were found dead in separate incidents.
Yeah, so that's a story we'll be following throughout the day. Also in Virginia, 20 hikers have been rescued over the Memorial Day holiday from a popular hiking trail known as Devil's Bathtub because of flash flooding.
I was checking out some rain reports near Roanoke in Virginia. They got about 8 to 9 inches of rain just in a week. Wow. Which is, what, more than double a month's worth of rain. So just incredible seeing some of the rain amounts that we're getting.
The early injury report from that of the 20 people, one person had hypothermia, another had a twisted knee, and that was about it.
Yes.
So at least some sort of good news from that.
Absolutely. We are still pretty soggy ourselves here in the Ozarks, too.
Yeah, we're going to keep rounds of showers and storms through today, through tomorrow, through Thursday, and finally trying to wrap up on Friday. That big yellow bulb will come back this weekend.
That one thing, the sun, yeah, we're looking forward to that. Thanks for starting off your maybe work week here with us on Daybreak.
Sorry to see you back here with more news later, everyone.